Al-Masih come! Christos Anesti! Christos Voskresie! Christ is risen! The doors were shut, but Jesus came and stood among them. Between the bouzouki and the belch, between globs of cream and gallons of liquor, between the fact and the fancy, falls the shadow. Lamb pungent breath burps, Christos Anesti, as a vodka-soaked brain echoes, Voistino Voskres, before buttocks hit the floor. It's Easter! Squeals a pudgy, pig-faced boy pitching Cadbury eggs at M&S bunnies. Dashing by, nearly knocking you over, he topples a table, sending steamy bowls of sheep's gut soup, crustless cheesecake, and syrupy cognac over a board of wood, now trampled underfoot. The image, all in white, shadowing a pair of bronze gates. Between the conquest and the chaos falls the shadow. Charming costumes, remarks a Harris tweed jacket, olive grey jumper fitting snugly over a bulging belly and russet cords. How quaint these Greeks, muses the academic. I am no Greek, says a solemn voice in a South Indian shalwar kameez. Oh, well, stammers Harris Tweed. You know what I mean. No. What do you mean? Mute asks the voice. Well, what should it mean, any of it? Applying an operative paradigm of postmodern semiotics, the academic ponders. What is meaning? Can meaning mean? Meaning, I suggest to you, is meaningless. Overhearing, you interject. So the Feast of Feasts means nothing at all. This Cadbury egg, the visitor observes, this leg of lamb, they mean what you see. But the icon, between the image and the idea, the potency and the pride, falls the shadow. Whatever that icon means, he points to the piece of wood on the floor, lies behind a door firmly shut, securely shut. As securely, asks the solemn voice, as the doors of your mind. Fresh-cut lilies cast no shadow. Cream, eggs, bunny ears, chocolate brown, steaming soup and simnel cakes, pyramids of souvla and sirnaya pasca leave no shadow of a doubt. Folk faith threatens no one. The dim, flickering candles crowding around a door, bells of a censer bellowing chants in a tongue undecipherable, widows all black, headscarves choking brains, harmless as legs of lamb, the picture postcard, Jesus jumping up from his box. Easter is harmless. It's not Pascha. Easter, the rite of spring Christian coded. No room for doubt, the doors being shut. Charming folkways rouse no atheist from unbelief. Only you roam, restlessly sober among toppled tables, empty bottles, ill-fitting suits smeared with lamb's fat, finger tracing soiled plates as if each were the rim of a coffin. You remember it too well. In the chaos of the feast, nobody remembers a funeral. Saturday of Lazarus, your own father's marble cheeks, his brow cold on your lips. What does it mean? What does anything mean in the face of death? What is the key? Bury your grief, say vodka vapor and roast beef breath. Grope your way under a thick black blanket of denial in the blind shadows between what is and what seems. What is meaning? Asks the betweeted visitor, dim as Pilate asking his prisoner, what is truth? Forget your grief. Have a drink. A Cadbury egg unnerves no one. No one agonizes over a glass of punch. Cheer up. The PhD taps the elbow in a South Indian shalwar kameez. Today is no day to ask what things mean. But the solemn voice in ethnic dress catches your grief in his eye. He has wrestled with his own doubt. What is your name? You ask him. Thomas, he replies. How lonely is pasta for those too sober to buy joy at the price of agonies repressed. Gray Hades, not entered, not conquered, only soaked in syrup, smothered in cheese. How lonely is pasta for anyone who knows what fallen life really is. The doubt climbing your spine. What does it mean? What is the key? Reasoned away by academics' gains. A substance lost in shadows. Image of the vanquisher neatly packaged as an idea. Resurrection? Why not? No actual body. Holes in his hands. Red gaping gash under his heart. No living flesh, such as the dreaming spires and quaint college quads cannot even imagine at all. Cretinous academia and cream-filled folk faith value only Eostra, the Saxon grinning goddess of the spring. Real doubt has no time for happy haze. Doubt searches. Doubt plunges deep. Doubt beats fists bloody on the doors of understanding being shut until a hand thrusts open the final door. On the first day of the new creation, blood smeared on the lintel below rises up to the room above. The doors are shut. Fear bolts the boards, fixes the lock. Each disciple's eye peers from under a blanket of denial, black as the noon skies over Golgotha. In the midst of them, the vanquisher stands. Nail prints in his palms, gashing, gaping wound under his ribs. Uncertain, as love always is. Uncertain, the disciples look upon him. John longs to recline his head on that breast, by a touch dispelling murky clouds of unbelief. Thomas is not there. Perhaps he hangs like Judas on some tree outside Jerusalem. Did he not say on the road south from Galilee, let us go and die with him? We have seen him, they tell him when at last he arrives. The doors are still shocked. We have seen him groping in the blind shadows between what seems and what is. Thomas swears, unless I touch the print of the nails, unless I thrust my hand into his gaping side, I will not believe. Place your hand here, commands the vanquisher. Put your hand here. Here is the key. Here is the lock. Place your hand in my wounds and believe. Like a lantern lowered under the earth, the hand of Thomas plunges depths of infinity between the idea and the reality, between the essence and the descent. No shadow is left at all. What does it mean? Asks questing doubt. What does it mean? Asks all human pain, from the fall of man to the end of the world. And lips resolve the question, my Lord and my God. Beloved in Christ, along the palm shore of Kerala, along the rain-swept, sun-bathed coasts of southern India, a young man, Alwar Kabiz, will sometimes catch grief in the iris of his eye. A Hindu untouchable, or a Christian at Holy Pascha, when shallow minds think that the death of Christ means nothing, that grief is unacceptable. Woe to you, lawyers, scholars, worldly wise, declares the holy apostle to India. You have taken the key of knowledge, refusing to enter and hindering those who do. To quote his master, the vanquisher of death. He who is known by no formula, no folk faith, but only an act of worship. What does it mean? Asked an idle intellect fashionably detached. The scribe content with his own shadow cast against a cave wall. Simpler souls, content with a Cadbury egg or a leg of lamb, never ask the question at all. Up from the ashes of these idle generations rise new souls of believers, restlessly sober, impelled by doubt, impelled by real thirst and real hunger, across deserts of grief unrecognized, of hope too cheaply bought, refusing all the false, empty shadows of what seems. They are satisfied with nothing less than what is. The answer that the apostle declares, found not in a word, but in a wound. Holy Apostle Thomas, pray to God for us. Christ is risen!